Hey everybody, welcome back to Dead Man DZ's Kanji Study Sessions. We got 12 new vocabulary words from the JLPT N1 list today, and as always, if we see any new vocabulary words with new kanji in them today, we're going to go over the readings, the meanings, and how to remember that kanji based on the radicals that make up the kanji. If you see a new word but it's made a kanji we already know, we're just going to write that down 3 to 5 times and go over the meanings of each kanji and how they come together to make our new word. If you don't want to listen to me write these and say them out loud on stream, head on over to YouTube and you can skip ahead to the explanations of the kanji. And if you just want these wordless, head on over to Google Drive. I think I'm going to stop saying that intro from now on. If you're coming into this, yeah, I'm just going to change up the intro. Anyway, our first word of the day is ateru. Ateru is to put an address on with our kanji for an address. So ateru is our new verb, transitive, for putting an address on something. Ateru, with our address. Kanji ateru desu. Ateru is to put an address on something. Ateru. Ateru desu. The official dictionary entry for this said to address, but I felt that was a little vague because it doesn't mean like address someone. It's literally just putting an address on something. So I think this is ateru, to put an address on something. Ateru is to put an address on something. Number 2 is clothes, clothing or garments with rui. I on the left side for clothing and rui on the right side for a type. So while this does have the translation of clothes, clothing, and garments, it's really a particular type of clothing. Outdoor clothing or stylish clothing. It's a type of clothing is the literal translation for this. Irui is clothing or garments of a particular type. Irui is clothing and garments. Irui is clothing and garments of a particular kind. Clothing type is clothing and garments. Irui desu. Clothing and garment types. Irui. Irui is a clothing or garment type. Irui desu. Irui. Irui is a clothing or garment type. Number 3 is a ka-ri. Ka on the left side for low or lower, and ri on the right side. Our new kanji for an officer or an official. Pronounced ri. This kanji has 2 radicals in it, with 1 over the radical for. So this top horizontal line is 1, and under that we have our radical for history or chronicle. So I guess if you think about histories and chronicles, one person in that history or chronicle is probably an officer or some official that has some governmental thing that's to be remembered. Think like a general is an officer or an official. Ri is an officer or an official, and a ka-ri is a lower officer or official. Kari no ri is an officer or official. Kari no ri is an officer or an official. Kari no ri is an officer or an official. Kari no ri. Kari no ri is an officer or an official. Kari nori, together with ka on the left side for under or lower. We have a lower official with a kari. Number 4 is to, do, or kiri. Kiri, I think, is the verb that you want, or sorry, the noun you want to use if you're referring specifically to this tree. If it's a kanji compound with the paulownia tree's kanji in it, it's probably to or do. This is a paulownia tree, also known as an empress tree or a foxglove tree, which is made with the radicals for a tree on the left side and equality on the right. So a paulownia or an empress tree is, ironically, the tree of equality. A to, do, or kiri is a paulownia. This is probably just going to have to be rote memorization. I've included the picture here because I am probably not going to remember this, but I'm hoping this is just going to be one I can place in my brain with repetition. I don't know why paulownia tree is in the N1 list in this dictionary, but here it is, and we are going to remember it because that's what we do. To, do, kiri no ki kamo, bun no re de. Sono kiri no ki no hana wa utsukushii. Paulownia trees flowers are pretty. Kiri, kiri desu. Kiri. Okani to or do is our paulownia tree. Number 5 is odo odo. Odo odo is our new adverb, for timidly, nervously, hesitantly, or trembling with fear. Odo odo ni hatte kita. He crept coming nervously or timidly. Odo odo ni. おどおどに、暗い部屋を調査しました。He timidly or nervously investigated the dark room. おどおど is nervously or hesitantly. おどおどおどおどおどおどおどおどおどおど kind of like he's saying to himself, oh no, odo, odo. Is timidly or nervously. Odo, odo. Is timidly or nervously. Number 6 is kikkari, another adverb for exactly, precisely, or punctually. Kikkari ni sono ressha wa, shupatsu shita. That train left punctually, or left exactly on time. Kikkari is exactly or precisely. Kikkari ni nani nani suru. Kikkari ni nani nani suru. Kikkari. 10時きっかりに出発。きっかり is exactly, precisely, or punctually. Number 7 is katakoto. Katakoto, I think this is also a suru verb or a suru noun that you can talk in. Katakoto. Yeah, じゃなくて katakoto is simply broken language, baby talk, or imperfect speech. I'm so happy we finally have a noun that I can use to categorize my own baby talk or imperfect Japanese. Katakoto de 片言を使ってなんとか俺の旅を通じた。通じました。通じる。じゃあ、片言 is prattle or broken language. Literally translated one-sided talk, but it's really kind of sliced up talk. Kata koto is sliced up talk or broken language. Kata koto is broken language, prattle or baby talk. Kata koto desu. Number 8 is uchi keshi. Uchi on the left side for hitting or striking, and kesu on the right side for erasing or negating. So uchi kesu is to hit and erase in the hitting of it, like a negation, like two stones hitting each other and negating each other's movement is uchikeshi. Negation, denial, or negative. Uchikeshi is our new noun for negation. Uchikeshi desu. Uchikeshi. Uchikeshi is negation. Uchikeshi to strike and delete. Uchikeshi. Uchikeshi desu. Uchikeshi. Uchikeshi. Number 9 is tekigi. Tekigi is suitable, appropriate, or accordingly, and as required. I think this one's a noun or an adverb as well. Yeah, tekigi. Tekigi ni. Tekigi ni. Tekigi ni その本の本のかを読んでください. Read the appropriate chapters in the book. 本の適宜にその本を読んでください. Read that book as appropriately. That's not really, because you probably use reference. 適宜のちょっと待って. Let's find a 適宜の例. 適宜日本語の意味や使い分かりやすく説明. 適宜はとはその場その時に自分で具合よく行動対応する様を意味する. なるほど. 読み方とは確認とは行動するという意味である. 適宜の使い方例文. はい。の例文. 明日は寒暖差が激しい. 差が激しい. 激しい予報となっているので適宜温度調節を行って本庁. So this is talking about 生徒の皆さんには to all of the students 予報になっているので生徒の皆さんには適宜温度調節じゃあ温度調節 is like regulating the temperature in a room. 温度調節適宜温度調節を行って本庁体調を崩さないように気をつけてほしい. So they just want the students to regulate the temperature in the room appropriately. 適宜温暖調節を行って体調を崩さないように気をつけてほしい. To take care in 明日は寒暖差が激しい. So tomorrow the change in temperature, hot and cold, is going to be drastic. They hear this from a report となっているので生徒の皆さんに. So this was for the students, for all students. 適宜温度調節 regulate warmth. 適宜 appropriately regulate warmth or temperature を行って so that your body is not harmed or So take care to regulate your temperature in the room or by student, probably. Yeah, so 適宜温暖調節を行って適宜 appropriately manage your temperature so that you're not too hot or cold, since tomorrow is going to have some variability to it. I hope that helped anyone here remember this word. I know it probably didn't help me, and it's why I don't do explanations here a lot of the time, because I don't know. No, that probably helps some. Tekigi is suitable, appropriate, or accordingly and as required. The adverb or the noun tekigi is suitably, appropriately, or as required. Tekigi. Tekigi is appropriately, suitably, or as required. Tekigi ondan chosetsu. Tekigi ondan chosetsu wo. Tekigi is appropriately or as required or as appropriate. Tekigi desu. Tekigi is appropriately or as required. Tekigi ni or tekigi no kodo, appropriate actions. Number 10 is yatara. Yatara is our new adverb, another adverb, for indiscriminately, blindly, at random, or excessively. It can also be a na adjective. So yatara na kodo, or discriminate behavior, or random behavior, or yatara ni kodo suru, to behave randomly or indiscriminately. Yatara ni. Yatara. How to remember yatara without a kanji? Yatara is blindly, excessively, or at random. Yatara. Yatara ni nani nani. This one's probably going to have to be rote memorization. Yatara ni. Yatara. Yatara. Ya sounds like no. Tara, to do if. Now, this is going to have to be rote memorization. Yatara is indiscriminately or blindly. Number 11 is moda madashimo. Mashi is shimo. I'm wondering if this is the drawn out form of mashi. Mashi is like it's almost like a conjunction for if something is, it would be better to do something. And I'm wondering if this is just the drawn out non-shortened form of this. Mada shimo, meaning mada, meaning as yet, and shimo, meaning it feels like mada is almost or not yet, and shimo feels like a potential. So mada shimo is like there might be something else. It's like not yet, perhaps, or like again, perhaps. I'm not explaining this correctly, but madashimo kind of feels like, hold on a second, there might be something, there might be a better possibility, is kind of how this feels. Madashimo is rather or better. Another adverb, madashimo is rather or better. Madashimo. To 手紙を書いてあるのか？まだしも電話をしてもいい？電話する方がいいんですか？ That was my katakoto for saying, are you writing a letter? Wouldn't it be better just to call? まだしもis rather or better. まだしも電話をする方がいいんだなではないか。Number 12, finally, is kawa kiri. Kawa on the left side for leather or pelt, and kiri on the right side for cutting. So first, cutting of the pelt is a beginning or a start. Kawa kiri is a beginning or a start with cutting the leather. kawakiri. Kawakiri is cutting. Literally translated, but just means to start something. Kawakiri, from cutting, from the start or the cutting of the leather is a start or beginning. Kawakiri. Kawakiri is our new noun for a beginning or start. Kawakiri desu. So back to the beginning, let's make sure we've got some good pins on our brain where all these memorizations are going to go. Make sure you're making flashcards and immersing yourself in Japanese. Our first word was to put an address on with ateru. Our new transitive verb for putting an address on something is ateru. Number 2 was clothes, clothing, and garments with literally translated garment types. A type of clothing is an irui. Irui is a garment type or a garment classification. Irui is clothing or garments of a particular type. A lower official is a kari. Ka on the left side for lower, and ri on the right side. Our new kanji for an official or a governor. A kiri, to or do, is this nice foxglove tree, aka an empress tree, with the radicals for a tree on the left side and our equality radical on the right side. To, do, or kiri is a paulownia tree. Nervously, hesitantly, or trembling with fear. Odo, odo. Odo, odo ni. Odo, odo ni. Kurai heya o chousa shimashita. Odo, odo. It's our new adverb for nervously or hesitantly. Precisely or punctually. Kikkari ni. Kikkari. Kikkari ni. その電車はきっかりに出発しました. That train left punctually. きっかり. Prattle or broken language is katakoto. Katakoto, which is what my Japanese will be for a very long time. Katakoto is broken language. A negation, denial, or negative is an uchi-keshi. Uchi on the left side for a striking or a hitting, and kesu on the right side. Keshi no kesu. Kesu no keshi, I should say. Uchi keshi is to strike and negate or erase. Suitable, appropriate, or accordingly, and as required is either our noun for appropriateness or our adverb to do something appropriately or as required. Teki on the left side and gi on the right side. Teki gi is goodly, appropriate, literally translated. Indiscriminately, blindly, or at random and excessively is yatara ni. Yatara. Yatara is randomly or excessively. Rather or better is madashimo, which I think is the long form of the conjunction we've already learned for rather or better, which is mashi. Madashimo is, I think, the long form of that. And a beginning or start is a kawakiri, or from the beginning or start of the cutting of leather. Kawakiri is the beginning or a start. Thanks for watching today, everybody. I hope you had a good Saturday, and I will see you all this week. Thanks for watching. Domo arigatou gozaimashita.